Was around this spot in Lapway when she was in a car that was hit by a semi-truck, killing her father Isaiah at the age of 22 and leaving Tycee fighting for her life. Now you probably heard on 5-on-5 basketball, but what about 10-on-10 basketball? It's a crazy environment. Everyone here is excited. It's a sea of blue and orange. They can explain better than I can. They're excited to be here. College game day against Oregon tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. on Fox. Earlier this week, we caught up with both Bantams and Bengals just to get to see how they're feeling coming into tonight. There's a reason why I am ripping it up. It's called March Madness for a reason, and the University of Buffalo Bulls gave that reason. It's the year of the underdog. It's also Chinese year of the dog. Therefore, the Penn Quakers are going to beat the Kansas Jayhawks. Mark my words. While others were trying to bulk up, he was trying to do the opposite. Athletic departments from all over the U.S. are showing their support to not only the Helinski family, but to Washington State University as well. I am nervous. In case you guys don't know, I am a die-hard Eagles fan. Been one since as long as I can remember. Welcome back. Tonight we had battles. The Battle of the Bridges and the Battle of the Palouse entered another year tonight with the teams in red and black trying to pull the upsets. Let's start off in the LC Valley. The Clarkson Bantams hosting the Lewiston Bengals for this year's Battle of the Bridges. CHS comes in 1-1, LHS 2-1. All defense in the first half, no one scored, but Lewiston's Garrett Krevitson coming up big in the second half to get the INT to put the Bengals in scoring position. Then Michael Bramlett would finish off the drive with a powerful run there. Touchdown, Bengals. First TD of the game coming into the third quarter. Lewiston leads 7-0. Clarkson will try to respond, but that's not one way to respond. Lewiston recovers the fumble. Guess what? Bengals are back in scoring range. Then Tyson Wallace doing what he's been basically doing all year. Wide open to Colt Jacobs for another Lewiston touchdown. They lead 14-0. Bengals score 2 touchdowns in about 20 seconds of game time. Clarkston would try to respond yet again, but then they had a quick 3 and out. And then this happened. Then that happened. And then Trace Bradley going the Trey way, trying to get the TD himself, muscling through, but he'll be tackled just short of the goal line. Lewiston will score a few plays later anyway. LHS wins this year's Battle of the Bridges, winning 28-0, shutting out Clarkson for the second straight year. The student body loves it. Up Highway 95, the undefeated Pullman Greyhounds hosting the winless Moscow Bears in the Battle of the Palouse. Early in the first, Ty Hendrickson, number 35, was a man among boys tonight. Watch here. Making moves. Falls down, so does the referee. That's going to be a touchdown. Still in the first, James Pitzer, talked to him earlier this week. He says, just you even put us against Alabama and we'll just go out and play football. And that's exactly what he's doing here. Reaching the end zone untouched. Hounds take a 13-0 lead with 4.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. All right, how about some more Hendrickson? Number 35 had a pretty decent night, I would say. Breaking tackles, making it look oh so easy. Pullman ended the first quarter leading 21-0. That was the third touchdown for them. Hounds go on to win 7 straight years, 48-7. Pullman is 3-0 on the season. Moscow 0-4. Now for the Class 2 scores from Idaho and Washington. Grangeville Bulldogs continue to dominate tonight, winning 40-22. Dogs are 4-0 this season, and they'll take on Priest River next week. Next up in the 2A Central Idaho League, the Orfino Maniacs have now won 2 in a row, beating Napa Christian tonight 26-14. Orfino is 2-2 on the season after starting 0-2. Now for Washington, the Asotan Panthers bounce back big tonight, beating the DeSales Irish 42-14. Next week, Panthers come back home hosting Kellogg. And time to wrap up this section. The Colfax Bulldogs have now won back-to-back games. They beat Davenport 54-26. Colfax is 2-1 on the season, and they'll take on Hapner next week. So nice, you got to see it twice. Kendrick Tigers hosting the Troy Trojans from last night. Tigers are 3-0, Troy 0-2. This was Kendrick's first play of the game. Alex Sneeve going deep to Cooper Hewitt. That's a TD, and they'll get the 2-point conversion. Tigers lead 8-0. Hewitt isn't done either. He is not done. He was a man among boys. Jet sweep to none other than the kid, number 19. Good kid, and his play was pure maddening to defenses. Tigers take a 16-0 lead with the 2-point conversion. Good kid, mad play. Kendrick, they got some playmakers. When the ball is in Chase Burke's hands, Tigers are going to be all right. Another TD for Kendrick here. Watch here, juke move, and just nothing but green grass in front of them. They lead 24-0 in the first. How about just one more touchdown for number 19? I mean, might as well cap off the night, right? This time, Hewitt out with the screen. And he doesn't really look like he's running his full speed here because he's just that wide open. Kendrick's play was out of this world last night, but what happens on earth stays on earth. Kendrick wins 58-20. Now some more Idaho 8-man scores for you. The Lapwai Wildcats have now won 3 straight, beating the Clearwater Valley Rams 48-14. This was CV's first loss of the season. Staying in the D1, the Prairie Pirates won in convincing fashion, beating Salmon River 48-6. Next week, Pirates will take on Genesee in a kind of rematch for the state title. And in the D2, the Deering Mustangs have now won back-to-back games, beating the Lewis County Eagles also 54-6. And for the Washington 1B, the Garfield Palouse Vikings are not playing around this year. They're 2-0, beating St. John's Endicott Lacrosse 82-8 tonight. Next week, Garpaul will take on Pomeroy. And speaking of Pomeroy, the Colton-Pomeroy rivalry game, Wildcats gave the Pirates their first loss of the season, winning 62-30. Something tells me the Washington 1B is going to be pure chaos this year, and I am all for that personally. What a night it was. KLW End Zone Week 4 is in the books. We'll see you here next week. Armin, take us home. Welcome back. Do you believe in miracles? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. However, for this Clarkson athlete, just being able to call her an athlete is a miracle in itself.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Javelin isn't the easiest thing to pick up.
Let's back a little bit and take a step. Oh boy.
The blue medal is for javelin at state. I got in first place.
Okay, for Tycee Perry, it might be. In her first year competing for the Clarkston track and field team, she took home 2 medals in the 2018 Washington State title meet. First in the ambulatory javelin and second in the 100-meter dash.
When I was gonna go to the podium, I asked my coach what just happened. And he just picked me up and hugged me. And I'm like, I did get first place, right? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, sweet.
For me, it was a proud moment.
Clarkson throwing coach Mark Hoffman gave that hug.
And to break the record by so far and to then win first, it really brought tears to my eyes.
From manager to player, she was back.
And then I just competed and I'm like, I'm competing again. Like the old me.
But there's a reason why she didn't play sports for 2 years.
The doctor said I can't do it anymore because of my brain injuries in the past.
May 10th, 2003, when Tycee was just 2 years old. It was around this spot in Lapwai when she was in a car that was hit by a semi-truck, killing her father, Isaiah, at the age of 22 and leaving Tycee fighting for her life.
I honestly don't remember anything.
So her grandmother, Jerry, fills in the gaps.
Oh, Lord. It was terrible. She was hooked up to every machine you could think of.
I mostly talk about it with my friends. And like when they ask me about what happened to me, I just tell them. After the accident, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I was blind in my right eye. The third cop on scene found me under a spare tire. And then they had to take me to St. Joe's in Lewiston. They had to put a feeding tube inside my stomach. And then I was like in a coma for about a month. I had a cork put inside my head to like do something with my brain injuries, I guess. Everything that happened to me and then like how I am now, I'm just proud that who I am now, because I improved a lot.
Throwing with her offhand, having one leg shorter than the other. Yet, that's not stopping her from competing.
Everyone I tell calls me a miracle, because I survived when I really wasn't supposed to. Like now I'm supposed to be a vegetable, and look where I am. I'm walking, I'm talking. Yeah, they just call me a miracle and everything.
What's your reaction to that?
I say thanks. I don't know what else to say.
Don't need to say any more. Going into her senior year, she says she wants to compete in all the throwing events, and she wants to go on to college to be a lawyer because she just likes to argue. And for the record, she threw the javelin further than I did. Welcome back. The Salmon River class of 2014 has a first-round pick in the NFL, especially coming from a town of just over 400 people. Support for Leighton Vander Esch runs deep in the small community. Thursday, April 26, 2018, a day that no one from Riggins, Idaho will forget.
Riggins, Idaho, Salmon River Inn, same place as waiting. I was at home, home for Leighton Vander Esch. This is where we were.
It's pretty surreal to have this going on in Salmon River.
Riggins is located west of the Salmon River and is known as the whitewater rafting capital of Idaho. But on this day, rafting was an afterthought. Citizens packed the Salmon River Inn and even traveled just to be a part of this day.
And it ended up moving to Lewiston.
I live in Boise.
All this blue for him, Leighton Vander Esch. Vander Esch is a legend in Riggins, Idaho. His name is plastered all over state title trophies at Salmon River High School. But if you ask around, everyone knew he was going to do great things.
I knew he was going to go places. I was the water girl. I'm the coach's daughter.
I knew he was talented from the start. I mean, when you see a kid jump like that as a freshman and you're like, holy cow, this guy's an athlete.
Although his accolades didn't stop while at Salmon River High, he never forgot where he came from.
Going steady?
My granddaughter.
Your granddaughter,
So
excuse me.
I'm keeping a close eye on him.
It's crazy seeing Leighton. It's great seeing a kid from Salmon River representing 8-man football.
He's one of my role models.
As they waited and waited in anticipation to see one of their sons on the national scale. Then,
with the 19th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Leighton Vander Esch.
Great kid, great person, and just amazing athlete, and he's who I want to be now.
14 seconds, one sentence, a moment no one from the whitewater capital of Idaho will forget. You heard it. When Vander Esch was selected, it was deafening. I couldn't even hear the selection being announced because everyone was just so loud and happy. It was pure joy.